Beautiful song.
Gorgeous.
What?
Kind of reminds me of
Kinner? Man, nice, no? Hello.
Rabbi, why is share
Mad
different here?
I don't know. I wanted to see Arya was here. I wanted to be close to Arya.
Okay.
It's a little more. Oh, it's like other.
I wanna
Different show.
learn as far, but I do want to express appreciation. Yehuda brought that song, that very big gift he gave, Ian gave us, and that's a very big gift. Very.
It's not a cool.
My pater appreciated Shlomo a lot his music. I wonder if you knew that song. I wonder. That's my brother. My brother David Shimon is a holy yid. He likes these songs. I'm gonna quote him today and say.
Here is like the Kaaba, but everyone knows that the Kaaba, but some people.
This is not so famous, no?
Right, this is probably the middle.
I'm just saying my
Those are the
brother.
ones that like only Johnny and Josh.
I'm gonna call my brother David Shimon and start singing. He'll either sing what? Of course, I don't know. But I could see him say, "This is beautiful." Very shame. They played the original. Yours is better. The way you sing.
Who played the original?
Somebody wants to play it for me. I don't want to defend him. He's the moon. I want to talk for a few minutes about the pasuk Zekei Livan Veyu. I'm not saying yesterday, but yesterday was yesterday. Don't be yesterday. Stop. I'm here today. I'm here. Shalom Aleichem. I want to learn a pasuk in Az Yashir, precious Az Yashir. Az Yashir Moshe, this amazing that we're Zeicha every day in Psukkah de Zimmer to say Az Yashir Moshe, to say the Shira. Somebody says the Shira, it says it's Mechilas Avainis, you say the Simcha Rabbah, the Mishabur writes. You have no Averis Pashat. You say Az Yashir the Simcha Rabbah. I said a pshat a few weeks ago, Yank, that I like a lot. That's not what I want to talk about. Az Yashir, it says, then Moshe will sing. It should say, then he sang. Then he sang when he will sing. So Rashi said he decided to sing. People say the importance of singing Zmiris in your home. I want Azriel, you sing Zmiris with your family, but understand there's a certain Zmiris that's not song at all. You know, when Rabbi kids, Zmiris at the table. That's not song. That's not so wild. Thank you, baby. And you brought that. In your home, Meme, I want Zmiris, Meme. Zmiris can't be forced chill. By its nature, song is a matzah. Song has to make sense to sing song. Somebody asked me why we sing by shiurim. The answer is because we can. Because a matzah that it feels like singing. If people like each other, there's like a simcha. Einad mishar shiurim type simcha. Song has a certain way. It makes sense for song. Song needs space for song. To do something, to say a guy sings at his table could be like the least singing in the world. I've heard songs that there's no singing there. Songs are matzah, there's a warmth, there's a comfortability, there's like a place for the song to be chal, there's like room for the song. So Az Yashir, I don't say they sang, it says they decided to sing. Wherever there's song, there has to be the space. It means like it makes sense to sing. Az Yashir, at that moment, there was like a matzah l'shir. Of course, when a matzah of course, if you can, then of course you sing. The Beis Hamikdash, there was song because we were able to sing. If you're able, then Avadi you should sing. But the Az Yasha means they decided to sing, means there was like the space for singing. In the great song of Az Yashir, Kriyas Yamsuf, we say the line Zeh Keli Van Veyu. Great to see you, didn't you? We say in Az Yashir Yedidya and Yonatan and Yedidya. We say, what was Shlomo Melech called? Yedidya, right? By Rosh Shlomo Melech was called Yedidya. One saw that. I have to look that up. I think Shlomo Melech was called Yedidya. You ever heard that, Yonatan?
You did, Ben, you did.
Yeah. Like this, so it says, in Az Yashir it says, Zeh Keli Van Veyu. Klal Yisrael pointed, Zeh Keli means we saw God, Yisrael. In the biggest revelation in our history, we saw Hashem. Whenever it says in the Torah, Zeh means you're pointing. Zeh. When it says, HaChodesh HaZeh, this month, what did Hashem, how do you point to a month?
Zera.
So Hashem pointed to a moon. K'zeh Hashem took out a surah of the moon and said, Zeh Re'eh V'Kiddush. When the moon looks like this, be Mekadosh. Whenever it says Zeh, you're pointing at the thing. That's what Zeh means. So it says, HaChodesh HaZeh, Chazal say, Hashem pointed out a surah of the moon. It says Zeh Yitnu by Machzis HaShekel. It says Zeh Yitnu. Says the Torah, Hireyu loy matbei hashalesh. Hashem had a fiery coin, and Hashem said, Kazeh Yitnu, like this. So when it says Zeh Keli, this is God, we were pointing at Hashem. We mamish saw Hashem, Zeh Keli. Zeh means we saw. Zeh means you pointed at the thing. So we had a moment of incredible revelation where the entirety of our people saw God. Amazingly, like craziest experience. Okay, here's Hashem, we saw God. Now the response to Zeh Keli, the response is Va'anveyu. Chazal, we're going to discuss 3 pshatim in the word Va'anveyu. This was the collective response of all of the entirety of our people. Me, you, and the rest of our people, when we saw Hashem Zeh Keli, we said Va'anveyu. What does Va'anveyu mean? We're going to discuss 3 pshatim in Va'anveyu. But before we discuss pshatim in Va'anveyu, it's very important for me to say something. That it's a big mistake, really. What I just said till now is not really the full story, Avram. I said we saw God. Say better, Daniel. Say, well, we did see God, Zeh Keli. But it doesn't say Zeh Kenu. We didn't say Hashem. We didn't even say Hashem. Picture all of us seeing Hashem like this. Hashem! Like a crazy experience, but it doesn't say Zeh Hashem. What did we say when we saw Zeh Keli? It's my God. I didn't see God, I saw my God. What I saw was that I have Shaykhis to Hashem, Zeh Keli. That was part of what we experienced. Part of the experience was not Yisrael, God. Like maybe then I had no Zeh, it's my God.
My God.
I'm shaykh to this. That's what we saw. Zeh Keli. My God. I saw and I saw I'm shaykh. I saw I have a relationship to Hashem. I'm shaykh to him, he's shaykh to me. That's what we experience. So it's a big mistake to say we experience God. It's not true. We experience my God. What do you have there?
Look at this kid just. Look at this. Look at this.
Rabbi Ernstein found your did you?
Yeah, fancy.
This guy.
Well, what's the pasuk?
This guy.
What's the
Joe
pasuk?
Stein says, "Whoa, how are you over there?" And passes. Joe Stein.
Rabbi, what's me who's
Says
that?
that Hashem gave Joe Stein tremendous wisdom.
Huh?
It's me who's that is who is.
There's big tire on that. There's big tire on that.
Why are they asking if it's Zakiri?
Use that was a whole other sugya.
It's not at the same time?
Big sugya. But Zeh Keli means Hashem. Zeh. But what's important At the moment of revelation, they didn't say Ze Hashem or Ze Elokeinu, it's our God. They didn't say it's our God. Yes, what pasuk?
Rav, see it. Kazera.
Vatikra Shemai Shleima. Vayishlach Yanasna Vayikra Shema Yedidya. Favor Hashem. So Shlomo Melech opened Psukim in Shmuel, thank you, was called Yedidya. Isn't that good to know? The smartest man who ever lived.
He did your job.
It's called After hearing that his child was beloved to Hashem, David gave him a second name, Yedidya. That is because of Hashem's love for him. According to Mari Kara and Mitsudas, Hashem, not David, gave him the name Yedidya. So it's a shaila if David named Shlomo Yedidya a second name, or Hashem named him Yedidya. Very interesting, Yedidya, because in the whole Tanakh, you don't find somebody ever called two names. So like one of the Avos should be Avram Baruch. There's Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov. In the Torah, there are people who have multiple names. Yisrael has 7 names, but he's never called 2 names. You never, even Shlomo Melech in Tanakh has a second name, Yedidya, but there's no pasuk that says, and Shlomo Yedidya came. It's interesting. You'll never find a pasuk. Why doesn't it say Shlomo Yedidya? And David HaMelech spoke to Shlomo Yedidya. It says it. David HaMelech writes a piece of Tehillim. L'shloima b'nai. Why does it say l'shloima yedidya b'nai? Very interesting. People have one name. The Yekas only historically named one name. A little like the Torah Akdash, you name one name. You named one name. The Torah, you don't find it. Even though there are people, Shlomo Melech has a name Yedidya. What was another name for Moshe Rabbeinu Chevra? Avigdor. Tovia. Avigdor was another name. Aviged was another name. But you never find any pasuk in the entire Torah that says, and Moshe Avigdor came. It's interesting with Shemesh.
Moshe was called Avigdor?
Oh, yeah.
My boy, like Rabbeinu, Moshe?
Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu was called Avigdor. His name, Moshe Rabbeinu, was called Avigdor, 100%. But Shlomo HaMelech was called Yedidya. It's good to know. Now you know the rest of your life, Yedidya? You have the same name as Shlomo HaMelech, Yedidya. Yedidka means the friend of God. The friend of God. Close to Hashem, beloved by Hashem, Yedidka. The Kitzur Advarim is, back to our thing, we said Zek Keli is the discovery and the realization that we're shaykh to a personal kasher to Hashem. It's my God. My Hashem, I'm like shaykh to him. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. The response to Zek Keli was Vanveyu. One pshat in Chazal I want you to know about is Hiddur Mitzvah. Vanveyu is milash and nice. Hisna l'fana b'mitzvahs. Do mitzvahs beautifully. One day in your own, it's a chiyuv daraisa. It's a chiyuv, it's an obligation to do mitzvahs nicely. One day you're going to make kiddush in your own home. I'm picturing Yonatan's beautiful family. Wow. It's going to be grand. You're going to make a Shabbos Suda. Friday night, as real, I can picture it now. You're making kiddush for your family. Buy a nice bottle of wine. Hiddur Mitzvah, you're making kiddush for your mishpacha. Go to a store Erev Shabbos. Don't store up. Go to a store Erev Shabbos.
Don't store up?
No, go to a store. Go get. Go buy a nice bottle of covered Shabbos Kodesh. Take a trip. Take some of your kids maybe. But go to a store and you buy a nice bottle of covered, but mamish, something nice.
Right next to Shabbos.
Something nice. A nice bottle. Should look nice. Taste delicious. A good bottle of covered. You make kiddush. Hiddur Mitzvah Chiyuv Daraisa. Hisna l'fan of mitzvahs, to do mitzvahs beautifully. Not just a patra, but mitzvah is done with, it's called Hiddur Mitzvah. It's learned from Zekeli Vanveyu. It's my God. Vanveyu is milashina, Hiddur Mitzvah. Do it beautifully. Do it nicely. Now it's interesting. One would say that the discovery of Hashem, why Hiddur Mitzvah of everything? To beautify a mitzvah. But of course, it means the manner a Yid does a mitzvah. He cares about the mitzvah. I want to connect to Hashem. A mitzvah is a connection to Hashem. Hiddur mitzvah. And Zekeli Van Veyu is I want to do mitzvahs beautifully. The mitzvah is like meaningful to me. Hiddur mitzvah. It's a chiyuv daraisa to be mahadir, to do it nicely. You don't just do a mitzvah. You buy an esrog, go to the store and pick out a nice one. It's a chiyuv daraisa. Not just to do the mitzvah, but to do it beautifully. Because Zekeli, my God, I have shaychus him. I want to shaychus him. When I think of Zekeli Van Veyu, my God, Van Veyu, do it beautifully, I think about Reb Shalom Rabashkin. I have said over the story here, Shlomo has played, Tati, Shlomo and David Idel, their song, Tati, My King, 2 10th graders in Durham made up a song. They were in 10th grade. And that song has been listened to by millions and millions of times, no exaggeration, by Yidden across the world. It's crazy. From this space medrash came a song that people have listened to millions of times. And it's like touched the chord in our people. And Shlomo has played it throughout the world. Yehuda, the Chevra, has played it all different places. But maybe it's hard to say the most touching. If a Yid relates to a song, that's like eternal. That's pretty cool. But maybe the most moving time ever that I saw, and Shlomo feels the same way, the most moving time was played around sitting. Reb Shalom Rabash was around the stender somewhere. We had like the tables lined together in the middle. It was shortly after he got out of prison. And the guys played him Tati, My King, Yonatan. He was crying Avram like a baby. Mamish. Tears were pouring down his face. Mamish. I'm not talking about he was emotional. There was like a steady flow to the point I was amazed that so soon after jail, 8.5 years, he was able to cry. It says a lot about him. It says a lot of, he was holding at holy places, and he was crying. And we asked him, what moved you? Well, maybe he just offered. But after the song, like something hit him, and he was bawling. And he said that his entire 8.5 years in jail, he said to Hashem, he said, I'm not letting go of you. And stay with me, stay with me. That was his prayer. He said, how am I going to hold on to God? I could say the words, hold on to Hashem. How? How am I going to hold on to God? It's like cool words. What does that mean? What does that mean, hold on to Hashem? What does the word mitzvah mean? Mitzvah means a command. What else does it mean? Who just said that? Say loud. Say loud. Avi, what does mitzvah mean?
Say.
Connection. Thank you. The Gemara in Baba Kama says, Savsa the Cherish Kagarim. The involvement or the connection of the Cherish caused it. The word Sav means a connection. And Reb Shalom Rabashkin said that I'm holding on to Hashem through mitzvahs. I'm doing mitzvahs. Holding on to Hashem. And his whole prayer was, Hashem, don't let go of me. He said this. He said, 8.5 years I was saying to Hashem, don't let go of me. I'm holding on to you. Hold on to me. We're holding on to you. Hold hands. And he said I held on. He put on talis and tefillin every single day. He made kiddush every Friday night. He sat in the sukkah. He said, I'm doing mitzvahs. I'm holding on to you, Hashem. I want to hold on. I want to stay connected. Don't let go of me. When the guy sang, don't ever let go, he was crying like a baby. He said 8.5 years is what I was saying to Hashem. He felt this prayer, don't ever let go of me. Please, don't let go of me. I want to hold on to you, Hashem. He was just pouring tears. He felt the song. Zek Kali's, I'm shaykh to Hashem. It's my God, I'm shaykh to you. I could be close, I could be connected. Hiddur mitzvah. Do mitzvahs beautifully. Do mitzvahs beautifully. Be excited by mitzvahs. Be into mitzvahs. Glorify them, beautify them. Do them nicely. Do it with flair.
Wow.
I want to suggest, and this is, you don't need this, I want to say Hiddur mitzvah is your own, everybody has a mitzvah. We all do the mitzvah. Hiddur is your way of doing the mitzvah, your own style, your own. I saw a chakira from Rev Sternbach. Moedim was man in a sefer, a yid and a sefer. Reb Ezi and I appreciate.
Best.
I was zeicha to meet with him. A beautiful
When?
Sternbach. Years ago in Eretz Yisrael. I went. I spoke to him. I asked him some questions.
How was he zeicha?
He's a beautiful. You haven't met him? Beautiful. You met him, right? You should meet him. Very.
I mean, I
He was in Saudi. Reb Ezzi's learned his Svarim, so that's Mamish meeting him. His Svarim are top delicious. He is very good. And he declares, if Hiddur Mitzvah, he's Misupik Avi, is Hiddur Mitzvah objective beauty or subjective? And he has a whole shaila. He has a raya that it's subjective, Yisrael. That beauty's in the eyes of the beholder. The wine that's nice wine, I'll have a different bottle than you'll have. So get yourself a nice bottle. It's subjective. Hiddur mitzvahs, each yid their own flavor, their own style. And as towards this, I want to tie in a Zeh Keli Vanveyu. It says specifically Hiddur mitzvah. Zeh Keli, it's my God, my own personal connection.
Yeah, do you like that?
It's my own way of doing the mitzvah, my own style, my own flair, my own way. That's what I want to tie into the Anveyu, where's Hiddur mitzvah come in? Because my God, my own personal connection, I'm shaykh to him, he's shaykh to me. So that's Hiddur mitzvah. L'maiseh Hiddur mitzvah is a chiyuv. I ask my kids this for Kiddush. Sturmach had it right. Remember his name?
No, Rebbe's saying it should be
Yeah.
How are you over there? They think he's the gadol.
He's a big yid of Sturmach.
Yeah, he's pretty
The
good.
Kitzur Advarim is that's one shot in Zeh Keli Vanveyu is Hiddur mitzvah. Do mitzvahs beautiful. Do them very nicely. Do it with a flair. You don't do a mitzvah in an ugly, nakishmaka way. I like guys buy tzitzis, buy a nice pair of tzitzis. It's funny that some people purposely have I like both types of tzitzis. I like the big, thick strings, the Hiddur mitzvah, good yeshiva. I also like the very thin. Because there's an Indian of mitzvahs that you don't pruta. It could be like a little and it's still... But the attention to detail. Buy a nice pair of tzitzis. Talis, no. Buy a nice talis. Make sure your tzitzis nice. Make sure you have a nice pair that looks good, that you're proud of. Hisna l'fanav mitzvah. So that's one response to seeing Hashem. It's something certainly we should keep. We should be into and performing mitzvahs. It should be done in a beautiful way. There's a second shot in Hiddur mitzvah that is mahu afata, to be like Hashem. To be like Hashem. And I want to express an understanding that occurred to me this year. We saw Hashem and we said Anveyu. Anveyu means Anivahu, me and him. I'm going to be more godly. Mahu rachum afata rachum, mahu chan afata chanan. Express godliness to the world. Bring out beautiful midas taivas. And I want to express Zeh Keli. We saw in ourselves shaychus to Hashem. We saw that I have an neshama. Woo! Zeh Keli, we saw Hashem, but that's my God. Whoa! I have a connection to him, and we were determined to be a bigger expression of godliness. Because if we just saw Hashem, so what does that have to do with my behavior? Hashem. Now you could say that you're impressed by somebody you want to imitate. There's such a thing. But the Zeh Keli Vanveyu is Zeh Keli. I have something in me that's shaykh to Hashem. I'm shaykh to him. He's shaykh to me. Zeh Keli, my God. Let me be a bigger expression of God. I want to express myself. Mahu raf chan nafata chanan. I have something in me that's very big, and the one to express our godliness, each one of us to express our holiness, our care, our love for each other, is to really express that place.
Love it.
I have found the more somebody discovers they're in a neshama and they're beautiful, the nicer they are to others. That's what happens. Being nice to others is not like a forced chill. Be nice to him. Discover how beautiful you are. We're in a neshama. Zeh Keli. Zeh Keli. Mamish am shayach to Hashem. My God, all of a sudden, Mahu Vanveyu, I'm going to be kind and wonderful. When a person discovers their own inner beauty, their own inner holiness, their own neshama, what comes forth when you're in touch with that space is tremendous beauty and kindness. That's the deepest space. If you see a person is mean, it just means he doesn't know himself. He's in touch with his neshama. If he's in touch with, that's what a neshama is a flow of care and love of the zulas. Neshama is a piece of God. Chelik alakami mal mamish. At the deepest space inside of all of us is kindliness to others, is care for others, is godliness. Bandeyu, Zeh Keli, my God, I'm shaykh to me, shaykh to me. I mamish thought I was a pickle. I mamish thought I was just a tin can. Sekeli, I'm shayach to Hashem, He's shayach to me. Vanveyu, anivahu. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to be caring about others. That's what happened when we chapped our relationship to Hashem. All of a sudden, we became extremely mahu racham afata racham, mahu chan afata chanan, a display of love and kindness. The third pshat is from Onkelos the Tana. The Tana Onkelos says, "Va'anveyu is melashin nove." A nove is an abode, is a house. Zekeli anve. I want to build a Beis Hamikdash. Meaning, we experience Zekeli. It's my God. Va'anveyu. Don't ever leave me. I want to build a house. I want your presence amongst us. I want you here. I want you here. Vanveyu. I mamish want to make another. I want to make an abode for you. It's very important because people have questions. Who is Hashem? I want to express, people have a picture of something tough, something scary, that's a bunch of hogwash. It's just not emes. It's not emes. At the one time we experienced Hashem with the most clarity, you know, we said it, millions of people, Hashem, please stay here forever. Could you stay with me? Please don't ever leave me. That's what we express. That's just the truth. That's a fact. The fact is when we experienced Hashem, we said, I want this more, Avram. That's a fact. Anveyu Hashem, please stay here. Will you please, I beg you. When we experienced it in its truth, and we saw it, we said, Anveyu Hashem, I'm going to make a house, I'm going to make a Beis Hamikdash. Please, could you live amongst us? Could you please stay here? That was the response to experiencing godliness. Something that is connected to the person, something the person wants to connect to forever, for all eternity. Vanveyu, please stay here. Can I build you a house and you'll stay here? That's at the biggest moment of clarity when we saw Hashem Mamish. Through everything, all our confusions, all our humanness, we Mamish saw Hashem. I beg people that Hashem's called a father, don't make him a bad father. He's a good father, I promise. The best. He's an Ava Rachman. He's a merciful, caring, loving father. He's the best father. More than, in the words of the Ibn Ezra, Banim atem l'Hashem lekechem, your children of Hashem, means the real father is Hashem. As much as a father loves a son, and that's crazy, the love a father has for a child is crazy. It's from one end of the world to the other. I know a father who a car was coming at his son. He pushed away his son. He took the car. For the rest of his life, the man couldn't walk. He took a car. That's like Pasha. That's Yon, of course. This Yid was Zaycha to play it out. That's a father, of course. The Av of a father who's present. You know. Now their fathers, they're out of touch. They're out of touch with themselves. They could have addictions. They could have all different things. A father is an Ava, a fierce Kirachim of Albanim. Like a father has mercy and a child came to Rachem Hashem Aleinu. An incredible, powerful love. And Hashem's a good father. He's an Ava Rachman. He's a wonderful father who cares about his children. Our interaction with Hashem Zekeli, the response was Ve'anveyu. I want to build a Beis Hamikdash. I want you here. Hashem, please don't leave. That was the response of millions of people to experiencing Hashem. One of the ways we can know Avram, we experience Hashem, one of the ways we can know is this. Was this Hashem? If it feels, mamish Hashem, don't ever leave, you experience godliness. That's, if it feels other things, that it's not that, that's not this, that's not godliness, Vanveyu. Hashem, I want to, which of the Avos discovered Hashem, Avram? Avram Avinu. Avram discovered. What did Avram proceed to do the rest of his life? What was his midah chesed, kindness? He was an expression, an experience of what he received from Hashem. It's part of the Zekeli Vanveyu. I want to ask Yehuda, I want to do another song. I do want to welcome Yaakov Furman is here for Shabbos, and I'm thankful Yankee is here. Welcome home, Yankee. You drove all the way from Baltimore, Yankov? You're so sweet. Thank you, Yankov. Greatly appreciate it. I want to welcome Menachem Blisko back to Yeshiva.
Welcome back.
I appreciated those harmonies in Florida with you and Shlomo. That was fantastic. What's so good? You did pick the song. You picked I love. What do you ask for, Avi? I thought you were asking him something. You can ask.
What do you say?
Only if you sing it with me.
Sing along, Avi. Sing along. What, Avi? What?
I'll sit next then.
Perfect. That's not good. Suffolk, you say it against that one session of her body. Yeah, because that kind of something is that time you make it. What? No, session of her body. You may say that Torah, you are.
Okay, so anything before that, if I didn't say it, I don't say it.
You know, use the facility and say Hashem Yatzah.
I already said Hashem.
I want to learn something with the Chevra. That was gorgeous. I want to learn something quickly with the Chevra that I ask that you start keeping. But I want to ask the Chevra. I want to ask everybody here a favor, Avram. In this week's Parashas B'Shalach, we learned Yosef Chiv to have 3 Sudas on Shabbos. This past week's Parashah. We learned to have 3 Sudas on Shabbos. When Moshe Rabbeinu is talking about the man, so he says Hayoim 3 times about eating the man. He says 3 times in the pasuk Hayoim. I'll read the pasuk to the Chevra. Moshe Rabbeinu says to our people, Vayomer Moshe Ichlu Hayoim. Eat it today.
1.
Ki Shabbos hayoim.
2.
For Shabbos today, second time. Hayoim ki Shabbos hayoim Hashem. Hayoim lo simseyu basada. Today you won't find it in the field. So he says hayoim 3 times in that pasuk. Says Chazal, we learned that there's 3 eatings on Shabbos, 3 sudas Shabbos Kodesh. When do we have these 3 sudas? We eat it Friday night, Shabbos morning, and Shalosh Sudas. Let's say somebody missed the suda Friday night, they overslept. They should have 3 sudas, Payayim, 3 sudas. Person should eat on Shabbos Kodesh, 3 sudas Shabbos. What do we call, Chaver, the third meal? What do our holy people call the third meal? Did you ever run that? Shalosh Sudas? It should really be called what? Sudash Lishit. But we don't call it. Mechi's right. But always study our people. You did, you. But that's not what Klal Yisrael does. Our people always, Daniel, Svardim and Ashkenaz. We say Shaloshodas. We say Shaloshodas. Sometimes. We also say Shaloshodas. Says what? Always study our people, my friends.
Ashkenazi people.
You have to say any people. You
okay,
see
so
it's
study
good.
this.
Okay. We study our if thousands of our people, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people do something, study it. Minhagei Yisrael are incredibly holy and are worthy of study. But Svardim Minhagim we study as well. We study all.
Shul, they say after Mincha, they're like everyone's going to say the sheet.
Oh, so Svardim say it that way. But there are hundreds of thousands of Yidden that say Noch Mincha, and that Alan Essen Shaloshodas. I never heard in a Chassidish place they never said Noch Mincha, na Alan that Essen Sudash Lishit. They say Shaloshodas. So the question is, why does such a segment of our people call it 3 meals? It should be called Sudash
Racist
Lishit.
color war.
It's not 3 meals, it's the 3rd meal. Big cash. Now the truth is that it has the holiness. Shalosh Shudas is Kodesh Kadashim. In your own home, so far we're asking that you buy a good bottle of Yayin Hiddur Mitzvah. Have the 3rd Suda. Have the 3rd. The 3rd's very holy. Shalosh Shudas. Maybe the best Torah I heard in my life is from my Rebbe Shalosh Shudas. What goes on in yeshiva, those that understand come Shalosh Shudas. It's a Maimed Gadol, Maimed Lifla, Shalosh Shudas. Always show up. Now, there's a chiyuv to have 3 sudas. Why is it called, though, 3 meals? We called the 3rd meal. Now, you could say because of the Kedusha. It's the holiness of everything. And it does say in Svarim that the end of Shabbos has the Kedusha of the entire Shabbos. So it's called 3 meals. That Mamas has the Kedusha. But there's a sefer called Taimei HaMinhagim who explains a lot of Minhagei Yisrael and gives reasons. Now, I want to be honest, and it's important what Daniel said. What are we darshaning? Where does it say Shaloshus? We're darshaning Minhagei Yisrael, that hundreds of thousands of Yidden, as Daniel correctly said, Ashkenazic Jews, they say Shalosh Sudas, 3 meals. What a weird name. I could tell you how strange it is. My wife was invited to a family in Eretz Yisrael for Shalosh Suda, and she had a confusion when she invited for all the 3 meals or only the 3rd meal. I don't even remember which way it was, which way she thought. She had a confusion because of this. Come, you'll come to me, Shalosh Sudas. Shalosh Sudas. Is you inviting me for Shalosh Sudas or for Shlosh Sudas? She had mamish a story where there was a miscommunication because of this funny thing. So what's the pshat that it's called 3 meals, not the 3rd meal? Says the Taimei HaMinhagim that especially on the winter weeks, it's hard to have the 3rd meal. Friday night, you're good and hungry. Shabbos morning, you're good and hungry. The 3rd Suda, Yid comes. In Yeshiva, we seem to go to Shalosh Shudas straight from the Suda. We have the Suda, Mincha, right to Shalosh Shudas. You can't believe you're eating again. So it's hard. Says the Taimei HaMinhagim, when you do when it's hard, it changes the schar of the other 2 Sudas. Because you've now shown, I'll do it even when it's hard. So you get more schar for the Friday night, so the Shabbos day. When you eat the 3rd Suda, it changes the schar of the other 2. The other 2, you had a certain schar. The Seder, you do it. But who say you do when it's hard? When you do when it's hard, you change it. Now the guys, we all want to collect schar, but that's not your relationship to Yiddishkeit. We're not like trying. We want schar, I promise, and we don't want einish, but we want to connect to Hashem. You understand if there's more schar means that is greater connection.
I see.
And when you commit to it, it means you're deeply connected to it. Eat shalosh shos. Especially, it brings to mind the Gemara Sukkah that I like quoting. We eat a lot. Us Americans eat a lot. Every day we eat geschmack for ourselves.
All of a sudden, what?
For Hashem, you can't eat something. You eat pizza the ganze Woche, poppers and pizza all week. Hashem says eat. I want to ask the Chevra, eat shalosh shos, mamish. Eat shalosh shos. Sit down. But you have fruit. There's such a cooler. Have a suda. Sit down with lechem. Sit down with a nice piece of gefilte fish. I picture in your house as real beautiful shalosh shos. Down with the mishpacha, you sit down shalosh shos. The third of the meal, the 3 meals, the meal that changes all the other 2 sudas. That gives you different schar, a different type of connection. It's called 3 sudas. Klal Yisrael calls it 3 sudas. So I wanted to be mechazik that we eat shalosh shos. Are we getting Yehuda Krupka for Shabbos today?
Yeah. What? Wait, what?
I'm happy to have you in. Yeah.
I'm not. I want to Shabbos Kodesh, Rob.
Somebody kidnap him, get him to stay.
After we get salmon, not shalosh.
What?
What's the mahalach?
They started serving lox. I actually like it. They serve.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, they started like a fancy salmon. It's smoked salmon.
I don't know if they have that from your parts of the world.
We just don't
Rob,
call it.
Yeah, but that's going to
You
be
don't have
mincha right now. Everybody should have a mincha. I welcome to Yehuda. After, maybe Yehuda will share Nagunim. If I have to head to a chasna, you won't turn me down. I have to go, maybe Yehuda.
We bust
Share
his
Yehuda
tires,
and
Rob.
Abi.
Lely slashes my tires. Who did say
No slashing, no slashing. Okay, let's have a mincha chevra. Let's go next door. Shkaya chevra. Thank you.